see how wet the base gets after this rain. So they're supposed to be paving starting tomorrow, milling tomorrow. So we'll see once.
So you're gonna put down both layers or just one?
Just one at this point. It was the conversation today. Yeah, 3 inches, and then come back with a 2 lane.
Mine wasn't, I just had a button.
6 inches down.
Okay.
Because he had a big trailer.
Right.
In there and also, I had mine in
Is
there.
there a button on the keyboard? There you go.
Yeah.
I put board and stuff in there. For my,
Right.
lights.
Okay.
So they go up on there, so it's through this.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Save your battery.
Won't get home today. You know, won't have a flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but I was kind of watching this now.
Right. So they're supposed to mill on 3 a.m. It's supposed to be 2 lifts. So we'll see.
When did it start?
You know,
I got home at
the
about 10,
they were
5
gonna-
o'clock in the evening. I
Oh,
think
really?
just
Was it inch and a
starting to drizzle a little.
half? Or inch and a quarter?
So it's solid
Yeah,
rain
it's
from
inch and a half. And it goes
just
down
south
to
of Oshkosh
inch
all
and a
the way
quarter.
over. Solid.
The first one was
I came out of Milwaukee,
at
got
that
to
point.
about the Milwaukee County line,
Yep.
and then the rain
Oh,
stopped.
that gets raised
All
up.
the way through the fall,
If you look
no
at
rain,
both sides,
it started
the
raining when they got about
curving
to
higher,
Ridgeview.
so it's gonna be a gradual.
But there's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Morning,
and
it's about
Right.
6 minutes.
Well, it says bump.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we have 2 excused.
Yeah,
The only place around
25 when you get there.
Oh, good. Jeffrey Mitchell has the bum computer. The IT guy.
Yeah, it should slow them down. At least they won't be doing 15, but at least they'll be doing 30
I was
or
gonna
35.
tell the chief you should put up a camera there with the speed, take a picture,
Yeah.
send it to him. Going too fast.
Right. Well, they did that, on Jackson Drive. They had Jackson Drive South, they sat on, the officer sat on a lawn chair.
So that's Glenview too, I think. It's
Yeah.
Glenview. Yep.
Right.
I said, that's kind of nerdy.
You're right. Yeah. But they issued the tickets, so.
Oh, yeah. That's why I thought that was funny. Two officers just waving at him as they're going by.
Agenda's still.
Yeah.
To warn people.
Yeah, they can do that.
Okay.
I need to look twice. We need to look twice.
I'll stand it.
Oh, oh boy.
I missed something.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't listen. You'll just wanna be like, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was nothing about the
Had
meeting
nothing
or
to
the
do with
village.
thank you.
gun.
You just want to be.
Politics further upstream of the world.
Ooh.
At
Yeah.
the highest levels
Yeah.
of the country.
No.
Next year, next year.
On the, I mean, Chris Luzen, or not Chris, yeah.
Who cuts the grass then?
Chris Luzen. They cut all that. Yeah. They still cut it, so.
I was at the thing and they said sometimes the town goes in.
Oh, for the ditch line and
So
stuff?
they cut them, look at the side.
Yeah. Oh, they do?
And I found this thing.
Oh, didn't know that, so. Yeah, I don't know how many people are Chris Luzen. Oh, I mean, on the, there's greens, you know, on the end, so, you know, there's still, that's good hope, you know, living it's north on Jackson Drive. So they still own it.
I know the one I did first, it's right by the subdivision.
Right.
Hi, good evening. Are we a little thin tonight?
Okay, one more.
I always know it's the desperation text. Coming tonight? How about this guy here?
Nope,
No.
he's at a softball, his daughter's softball game.
Softball, where are they playing softball?
I'm not sure.
Florida?
I think, no, I think it was,
Another credit came.
I think it was NCAA
Ooh.
college softball tournament or something, I think. Or was it high school, state high school maybe? I don't know, I don't remember.
Girls or,
Yeah.
no, okay.
He's not coming. Had something going on with his family or something.
Hot shot says.
We just need 4, correct?
Yep.
She'd be a hot shot of the week,
Oh, for on Channel 4.
or yeah.
Yeah.
Really
He was
cool.
coming, he
I
said.
haven't seen her yet. They come out of town and somebody at the church there was gonna kill her about that. She's a vegan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Looks like you came from Florida.
That's what I wore to work today. I was like,
Eating a lot, or you just wanted to be comfortable, so, right?
I was supposed to be on PTO a week, and I went to work today, so I was like, screw it, I'm wearing what I was gonna wear. Also, the Weenie Mobile was in town, so I had to wear my hat. It's true.
Why not? Yeah.
It's true. And they gave me a defective whistle,
Oh.
Oh, man.
which I think they know.
I only know what that is, cause I watched for Santa Claus. Neil gets
Thank
the
you.
whistle.
Everybody was like, "Why do you want a weenie whistle so bad?" I said, "Because nobody's seen." I have one on my
And he
desk.
believes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big moment.
And the Brewer game's at 6:40, so
Are you
not,
ready?
not even counting.
All right, being 6 p.m., I will call to order the Board of Public Works meeting for Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. Roll call, we have 2 members absent at this point. Item number 2 on the agenda is approval of minutes for the Board of Public Works meeting for April 30th, 2024.
Move to approve minutes from April 30.
Second. I have a motion by Hollenberger and second by Matter to approve the minutes. Any further discussion on that? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 on the agenda is request to amend the Jackson Sanitary Sewer Service Area and notice a public hearing.
Yes, so it's finally to you that, so you can see in your packet, the first thing that started off was a letter or a meeting with the administrator and myself, with Bob Ladua and his wife, Andrea, that, and then we asked him to send us a letter. So that's the first thing in your packet. So then we talked with Sewer Pack, and you can see the schedule. So this was ongoing. And now you can see the things that Plan Commission looked at for changing the land use map. And now we're finally at this meeting to look at the sewer service area and to expand it. So in your packet, you can have the response to request gives you the area description, relationship of the proposed changes to the sanitary. So what it entails, it's on the east end. The land will stay in the town of Jackson, not into the village at this point. We do have other land, as you can see in the southeast corner, that's sits in the town of Jackson, but is in our sewer service area. And then once it gets developed, we would annex it in. So this would, as you can see, this is over a year to going back to the schedule. So even, you know, after the village board on June 11th, it still goes back to the commission to review everything, the amendment and that, and then it goes to the DNR. And that's actually this year in September 25th. So hopefully by January 1st of 2025, it will be in our sanitary sewer area, unless you say no. But anyway, so what it is, it's very small. It's right across from Eastside Mart, and then they kind of took the triangle in and tried to square it up. As you can see, they took in some property on Living Ward to put in a sewer service area. So probably, I would say, over half to 3/4 of it is probably unbuildable because it's in wetlands or in a secondary environmental corridor. So it's just this little piece that would actually, that's on the corner of our new roundabout that's gonna happen is on Eagle Drive and Highway 60.
Thank you. So you're just looking for moving forward to village board and then directing staff to proceed with public hearing?
Public hearing, and then also there's a sample, so then we would draft a resolution too. That's in the last page of the packet.
I'll make a motion to request staff draft the resolution and notice a public hearing to amend the Jackson sanitary sewer service area as proposed.
I will second. We have a motion by Hollenberger, second by Heckendorf. Any further discussion or questions on this item?
Yeah, question, Brian, Bob's intent is to make this commercial, or is it commercial already?
Yes, the land use map, right.
It does
The
have-
comprehensive plan will make it commercial.
Anything else? If nothing, all in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4 on the agenda is Resolution 24-13, accepting funds from the Washington County Roadway Shared Services Grant Program.
So they have, you approved, it was at 2 meetings ago, I believe, that we recommend, it was all in the budget, $20,832. Now, this is the next, Washington County said, okay, we will give you that money, and now we have to go back and do a resolution just to finish the process, so.
I will make a motion to recommend Budget and Finance and Village Board approve Resolution 24-13.
Second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Mitchell. Any further discussion on this item?
This ends up being an in-kind grant, is that what it is? Or is there actually cash, or they're doing an in-kind?
No, this is in kind, this is just,
The highway department's gonna do some work, but they have to do it because of state statute, because they
Right.
have to charge it.
yep, the 20,000 is material, or not material, it's equipment and labor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we pay for the material.
Yeah, because the state requires them to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Is there is there a certain amount of accountability for this, or is it just basically applying or requesting and then they approve a project or something, or what's the accountability for this from our standpoint?
Sure, so if you remember the last spreadsheet, sorry, I didn't put that in the packet, so we, it was line painting, but it actually was cheaper for them. If we would get more bang for the buck if we just hire them separately like we do normally. And then we also had 2 patches of asphalt, but they don't have a paver, so I don't know. So actually talking with the highway commissioner, or the chief don't know Scott Schmidt, whatever his title is now.
Public Works
But,
Officer.
Yeah, Chief Public Works Officer, I think. I wanted to be a chief too, but anyway, got denied. So, you know, we're working out what to actually, we're gonna spend the 20,000. But again, when we talked about this, that it's budgeted money that we have, we would just apply it to this program. Otherwise, if it's not beneficial to us, we probably won't even do this, and we'll hire somebody privately to complete our work, so we're still investigating. I think there's a lot of unknowns in the whole program, so we'll see how it works out. But again, you know, thank you for proceeding with the process for the resolution, so we have the opportunity to, you know, work with the county to proceed, so if it benefits us.
Is that what the September date is about?
No, September date is, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's understanding of how many people applied, how many jobs that they got done, and what money's left, and then they will take that money and reallocate it and try to get it done, depending on weather permitting, if it rains all the time. But then they might put that in the fund next year, and then you'll have a bigger allocation that you can use. That they'll spread.
Yeah, every year they're going to review the program and then see what funds are available for the program next year, and that's always going to be in September. Yeah.
So these funds would be available for us, or the work would be available for us to use now, I mean, right away, as soon as we accepted the grant?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and then if it's in their schedule, so.
And this is stemming from the spring meetings that have been going on for, I don't know, 20 years.
Yes.
So just forever, before I got to Washington County and before Scott, well, probably not before Scott, but before Scott became commissioner, all of the public works municipal staff meet with the highway at their highways department, and they always discuss projects that are happening, materials, jobs they can share, so they could bid an asphalt job, maybe that's close together, things like that. So they've been trying to do that for, I mean, before Scott was commissioner, so.
This actually came out of chief elected official officers meeting. So this is the county's attempt to share revenue
Right, but
after the referendum with the sales tax.
yeah, but they've been doing these types of things, although the village has just been paying for it. So they've been every spring.
They've been subcontracting,
Right.
but this is a sharing of the revenue from, if you want
Sales
to call it sales tax. Yeah.
But the list in here, I'm just saying, is that came out of the spring meeting that they have, is kind of what types of projects could come up, right, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. The spring meeting is just the discussion on, right, I mean, it was a topic that we talked in the spring meeting, but this came from what the village president is talking about. It's about the referendum, so. But yeah, I mean, years past, even not only the county, but we would get together and talk shared services, how we could share equipment, and we still do that. I mean, it's an unwritten rule. You know, if somebody needs help, we will help them and stuff. So.
Any other questions? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 on the agenda is Resolution 24-14, resolution adopting the 2023 Compliance Maintenance Annual Report for the Jackson Wastewater Treatment Facility.
So if you flip to the back, it's 3.43 grade point. You know, some people would be happy with that grade point. The guys, they're not. And one of the violations, or why we didn't get a good grade, is on that the plant again took more flow than of the design factor, but it was able to treat everything that came to the plant. So we didn't have any overflows, you know, through the year of 2023. And then it's funny, but you get penalized for that. So I mean, here we go again. That's what happened last year, but So, otherwise, the plant, the project has started for the phosphorus and UV. And the DNR had walked around, Nick Lent, who's our permitting agent for discharge, and was happy of the operation and didn't see any violations that we have. So this is the annual report. And again, tightening up the system as it's raining right now. We don't, our peak flows have really dropped, so, to the plant, so it's recommending resolution 2414, so we can send it along to the, approve it at the village board level, and then it goes to the DNR for approval or submittal.
Would somebody like to make a motion on that item?
I'll make a motion to recommend adoption of Resolution 2414, adopting the 2023 compliance maintenance annual report for the wastewater treatment facility.
Second.
We have a motion by Matter, second by Hollenberger. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6 on the agenda, review of the 2023 Jackson Water Utility Consumer Confidence Report.
So in front of you in your packet, you have the 23 Consumer Confidence Report. Actually, there was two things to point out. So arsenic is starting on the rise. That's that little additional health information. It's still within the drinking limit of, you can drink up to the 10 parts per million, but it's in the 2 to 7. So that's well number 3. It's always been an arsenic problem. And then the other thing was violations. So every 3 years we have to do lead and copper sampling, and it's 20 homes that we solicit and ask them to have permission. And when we sent out the list, we thought we had the 20 homes, and the one of the homes was not recorded, was on the list 3 years ago, but then was taken off the list. So we only had 19 samples, so we're in violation. So this year, in order to meet the requirement, they're making us take all 20 samples again this year. So it's kind of weird. We don't have any lead services, and all the, we do have copper laterals, but it's the leaching, and this is about inside the home. It's not about the system that, what we're in charge of. So that's how we always talk to DNR and about, changing this requirement. So, but otherwise, so what happens next is you recommend to the village board to accept the report, and then we do a class 1 notice to the local newspaper, West Bend News. Once we have that affidavit, then we can send it all into the DNR for approval, or they place it on file.
I'll make a motion to recommend the village board accept the report.
We have a motion by Hollenberger, second by Egner. Any further discussion on this item?
Did I understand that you said it's not, the copper and lead is not based on what is coming out of, what you are gathering, the village is gathering, it's what's in my house that
Correct. It's
throws
not-
the number?
Yeah, it's the leaching in your house. It's not what's coming, it's not the groundwater that we test, what's coming out of the ground. There might be lead or them minerals within the water, but it's actually this lead and copper rule is for the leaching that happens inside of homes that we have to test for.
But isn't my house pretty much all copper pipe?
It is, but there is, we test to see how much that leaches in the water. So usually, unless you're really, people are subject to, they're allergic to certain things, hay fever or whatever. And some people are allergic to copper. And that's what I would, if you're feeling well, that'd be one test to take if you have a copper reaction. And that's where people found, lead is, especially in little kids. So lead paint and everything else. That's why there's that big push. So, but we add, you know, for that, we add Aquamig to the system, so that actually will take care of that coats, both piping and stops the leaching of the mineral into the water, so.
So are 20 homes, is that just based on population of Jackson, or do you need?
The 20, yes,
Is it
yeah.
just
Number of customers we have, yeah.
Any other questions? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, pay request number 3 for the water wastewater treatment plant tertiary filters and disinfection project for J.H. Hassinger in the amount of $31,350.
So yay, there's progress being made. So in this one, there's the shoring that actually went in for, usually excavation and shoring was 20,000. So the shoring, they actually started digging the hole. They have some form set up, but now it keeps, they were supposed to pour today, but it keeps raining. So hopefully we can get the foundation out of the ground and backfilled soon, so.
I will make a motion that Budget and Finance and Village Board approve pay request number 3 in the amount for J.H. Hassinger in the amount of $31,350.
Second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Mitchell. Any further questions on this item? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8 is pay request number 5 for State Highway 60 street lighting project for Will Surge in the amount of $35,140.40.
So this is not the final pay request. This is the final one of work being done. And then we still have $9,454.40 that we're holding in retainage. The only thing that's, so landscaping, everything is, was coming in, bloom, you know, the grass was growing. So now the project started and they ripped out half the areas. There's one light that does not work on, by the old Village Hall or East Side by Hank or Jerry. So what's happening now? So Will Surge looked at it. We figured it was the driver or the ballast that's in the light. So talked to Sternberger or Masslar is the vendor, and they sent it down. They said they would. I'm like, just send us a new one. We'll send it back in. They go, no, you have to pull the driver, and then we'll see if we're gonna warrant it or not. So, but we were on vacation. I have the utility superintendent, so we're looking at working with Will Surge. They've been very helpful on this, and we're gonna buy another driver from some other place and see if you gotta figure you can program it, and we're gonna stick that in to see if that's what it is. If that doesn't fire it up, then it's the fixture itself. Then we're taking the whole thing down and we're ship it back to Sternberger down in Illinois. So that's only, if you drive past and you only see that one light not working, that's the issue, so.
Somebody be willing to make a motion on that item?
I'll make a motion to approve request number 5 and forward to Budget and Finance and Village Board for the Highway 60 street lighting project to Will Surge in the amount of $35,140.40.
Second.
Have a motion by Matter, second by Mitchell. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9 is Director of Public Works report.
Yeah, so I don't know if I have it. So a couple things with as you well know, we got a resurfacing project going on. So the updates on that, so the railroad went great. It was back open at noon on Friday. So now, tomorrow, it's supposed to be nice. We're supposed to have sun. So the plan is to start milling from the railroad tracks east and keep going, and they're gonna mill 3.5 inches off of asphalt to the center line. And then they'll start, if the base is dry enough, that they will start paving probably now on Thursday, because it's raining right now. So the roundabout, so that will all be paved, and they're planning on putting the final lift on the north side. So then the north leg will be with some fancy cone work and barrels and that, so that'll be open again. Starting later on this week and early next, or Friday, so then they'll go into each intersection, starting at County Trunk Highway P, drop the mill, and they have to put the detection loops. That was supposed to happen tomorrow, but they kind of pushed it back and started milling. So then they're gonna do all the detection loops in P, then, hopefully school is in session then. And then they'll, work on Jackson Drive and then come back to, industrial and do all the loops. And then, they'll start paving even on, then there'll be another mill that's constantly milling. And then they'll probably start paving on Monday or Tuesday, and then they're thinking that they will be done by Friday at noon paved. They'll have, right now, they're going back and forth. If they leave I would hope they would put the final lift on, cause then they have to do it under traffic. Get the north side of the road done, flip to the south side, and then it's scheduled for, so it might happen before, right before Action at Jackson, might happen on the 7th, or for sure, it'll happen Monday morning where the traffic will get reversed, or not reversed, will be brought to the north side. So, the intersection of, P, which is good, because June 3rd, P South will get closed down, and that project's gonna start. So then the people coming going eastbound at P will have to cross the intersection to get on the westbound lane. So that'll be interesting to see, to train everybody to get into the opposite lane and go against traffic, but.
After Action in Jackson, huh?
Yes. So, the project is moving along, so we just have 2 more months and it should be all completed, so. But,
Any question for Brian on any other items in
I
his?
just have one comment. So we're following, the water utility is, so we started today, digging out all the valve boxes on the north side of the road, so we have, 4 more to go. And, get them ready, in order to mill. And what we're doing is when we, back in '04, we put a valve, so you only carry a wrench maybe 3 feet long, and then the valve was right at the surface, but that has rusted tight and everything through the years of salt and water, coming down that valve box, and we're not able to adjust the valve box, so we gotta dig them all the way up. And so there's more on the south side, when we close the road the next time, so. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we're good. If no questions,
Make
I'll-
a motion to put it on file.
I'll second. We have a motion by Hollenberger, second by Heckendorf. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, citizens or village staff to address the Board of Public Works. Anybody wishing to speak? All right. If no one, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Heckendorf, second by Mitchell to adjourn. All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming.